How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another evening satsang of our summer series. Sorry, I was a little bit late just getting things worked out technical wise. Now, tonight is going to be special. There's so much tension going on in this world. And with the video from the Instagram this morning, I really just want to highlight that we're connected. Couldn't tell. I'm going to be posting a link for We Are Historically Their shirts that you can get this one too. Just to remind yourself that what we're going to experience tonight is that unity. It's that interconnectedness. It's that liberation of recognizing our shared source, of awakening to our inner truth and power, and ultimately healing, letting go, transcending the normalcy and the cycles, and truly diving deep into ourselves and remaining there, learning how to always bring ourselves back to that truth. So, to begin, just go ahead and take a nice big breath and a nice comfortable sigh of relieving yourself of any of that inner tension. We're going to do that 2 more times before we begin our meditation. So, at your own pace, just taking that love and deep breath and consciously let all that tension drop away. Like you're exhaling smoke, it's just that cloud of negativity that's leaving the body to be recycled back into this grand cosmos of energy. With each tap of the bell, we'll chant out a powerful Om. Remember to open your mouth enough so that A note can really resonate within you. As each tap of the bell begins to calm and soothe the body, we let out another Om to dampen and turn off the emotional sensations within. And our last Om calms the mind and allows us to shift our attention inwards towards that sense of self, your own beingness, that I am presence within you. Simply allowing our attention to fade. So we're no longer looking outwards, but rather remaining as we are. That calm, that peace within, ever present. And it's here in this moment that we fall in love with our silence. We fall in love with that inner calm. We fall in love with our inner truth. And it's this space we feel the heart shining forth. I openly invite you to sink deep within yourself, to come home to this space, your center, your true home, as you are a divine light, shining brighter than any bright star in the sky. For in truth, you embody that love, that calm, that serenity, that bliss. And when we feel love, excitement, happiness, we can objectively see this reality through the experience of that warmth, that heart smile, that sun shining from our chests. And it's here we fall in love with the truth of our own being. And it's effortless. You didn't go anywhere. It never left you because it is you. It's here each of us has the power, the authority to come home. When we let go of all of those distractions outside of us, those disturbances within us, and give our full attention to this love within, we enter through the gates of that kingdom of heaven within us. When we were children, we expressed this, we knew this effortlessly. But our pains, our sufferings, our learned lessons and traumas, the arrogances of success, they reinforce this delusion that we are something we're not. It paints an image as if we are stuck in time, separate from everyone else. But it's here through this road, this pathway of our suffering in which we come home. However, it's only when we're fed up, it's only when we have had enough of our fill of the pain that we choose to taste something sweeter, something greater, the loving light that always has been within us. It's here each of us has the responsibility to let down those threads of attachment, to sever those cords that hold us back from realizing our truth. But just know, it's more like the polishing of a rock, the cleaning away of the sediment. For your divine light, your shining star, is you, unidentified and unattached to all of these temporary happenings and things. The path of awakening begins when we hold ourselves accountable for this reality. That the only being that has control and influence over us in truth is the one we know as me, myself, and I. Just know that life is here to support you in this mission, for in truth it's already providing you everything you need to awaken to it. And that is the beautiful experience, for when you stop trying to swim upstream, you allow the universe to take you where it's always intended. When you stop setting up camp on the shores of this river of truth, you no longer feel the stagnation and monotony of cycles, pain, and suffering. See each experience like rocket fuel, giving you the energy and vitality to escape the orbit, to escape the plane of pain. But each of us is only responsible for our own awakening. For we are the only ones that hold the keys to the many locked doors of liberation. Ultimately, it comes from letting go. We cannot ultimately forgive and forget unless we learn and recognize and build understanding through our actions. You are a god and goddess in form embodied. And the illumination within your own experience, this beingness, that I am presence, it stems from the one source, the one creative power, the eternal fire, divine energy, the creator itself. And when you tap into this knowing that you are life itself, all fear is dissolved, all delusion is wiped away. For you recognize there's no such thing as separation. There's no such thing as otherness. There is no such thing as loneliness. For all is of the one. So what happens when you live each moment, recognizing the divine being behind each set of eyes? In truth, you understand that any act of negativity and aggression is simply an act of harm upon yourself. You recognize the rumination and negativity and suffering in which we choose to experience is created through our own empowerment in it. Each being has the potential to let go and heal and transform themselves, but it can never happen if you do not recognize and come to understand your true power and authority in this experience. You are a beautiful, unique being, and life has provided you all experiences in which you need to grow and awaken to your true potential and truth. But you must trust yourself, not the temporary emotions, reactions, and conditionings. You must love others as yourself because in truth there is no difference. But it's here you come to understand your own power and potential in this world, because when you awaken, when you liberate yourself from any pain of the past and heal the wounds of your own heart, you uplift the whole. And as the saying goes, a rising tide lifts all ships. And there is no greater truth to such knowing when you awaken to the oneness and source of all. Take a long and deep breath, filling yourself up with white light. And like a pitcher being filled with water, Envision each and every cell becoming vitalized and energized and transformed. As you exhale any negativity, any tension, and simply rest within your own ability to heal yourself. Again, take a long and deep inhalation, filling yourself up with that beautiful white light. As you feel it elevate the body, as you feel it energize the heart, whenever you're ready, simply drop away all that doesn't serve you. One more deep inhalation, filling yourself up with that powerful healing light of this universe, as all of the cosmos is swimming through a sea of energy. Fill each and every inch, every nook and cranny of the body up with this powerful healing light. And with your exhale, we eliminate all barriers and boundaries of separation. For it's here. We come home to the heart. And each breath is like a fan pumping the fire. And your inner star grows larger and larger until you envision yourself engulfed and marinating in a womb of loving, purifying, cleansing light. And it's here we simply breathe our own clear, protected, and energized space. For with each breath, we connect ourselves with the truth of our very being as life itself. And as we nurture this flame of the heart with our attention and our affection, we connect ourselves back to Mother Earth. We root ourselves back with the cosmic web of existence itself. And through our own silver cord, emanating from the crown chakra, we feel and observe and recognize this connection to Source. Allow yourself to simply marinate in your own emptiness, to simply rest within your own womb of light, and fall in love with yourself. And know that this never leaves you because it is you. And although we can't identify by pulling it out of our head, and although our words and expressions of what we experience will never do service to the truth, we can recognize our home and our pure space of being through the aroma of it. weightlessness, warmth, joy, calm. That is the true language of the heart, your home. And again, know this never leaves you because it is you. Breathe in a long, deep inhalation and simply hold it as long as you can comfortably. And as you feel that warmth and that love and that light continue to uplift you, distance yourself from the intimacy of the body and come to recognize yourself as that cosmic, that universal energy that governs it. So you may have a greater understanding that you are the rider and the body is the horse. And with each breath, that silver cord uniting you with this universal presence and flow of existence and consciousness. You take a firmer grip on your reins and control over this body we call the horse. And it's here you come to fully understand that each of us is united in this shared expression. For this creative power, this eternal source and presence, God, consciousness, whatever you choose to call it, know that it expresses itself through you, but you also express yourself through it. Each of us is a cell of the whole, united in this experience of life and love. And we were given this gift of experience of life purely because we are love itself. With your next breaths, you become liberated and release yourself from inner tension. As your heart floods all of this energy and love towards the channels to heal yourself and unite you back to the supreme, eternal presence. With the next tap of the bell, we allow ourselves to release a calm yet affirmative as we dig our heels and root ourselves deeper into this divine light within us and come home to the kingdom of heaven within. The light, the love, the power, truth. And that concludes the guided meditation portion of our satsang this evening. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. Getting teary eyed during that one. That love. Welling up. And ultimately, that's the power of our own grace, of our own inner light and potential. Now, this question actually came up. Oh, sorry, I should always say the floor is open for questions. So if you have one, please type it up in the comments. But this one actually came from a meditation session I had with a client earlier. And the question was, how do you not feel lonely in this world? Now, to give some context, there's been a lot of healing and recognition in this individual. And because of that, like all who kind of tread this path, you reach points of resistance with others. And if you're not around people that really recognize the light and the shine, it acts like cockroaches do when you turn on the switch. They scatter. And I like to express this like when you really try to harness and awaken to your inner truth and continue upon this path of unfoldment, your light will shine bright. But to others that don't value that truth and aren't on that wave of expression and growth and development, then you act like a orb that is a mirror. It's reflective. And all it will do is cast the image of another being's ego onto itself. It's very much how you can be happy and smiling and saying, hey, good morning. And two different people will be like, oh my gosh, hey, how's it going? And another one will be like, F you, and treat you aggressively. Because again, it's all about our own perception. And each being creates their own reality and truth. We can all experience the same situation, but perceive it and digest it and really carry on the lessons from it entirely differently. That is both the uniqueness of this world, but it's also the fundamental truth that we are each gods and goddesses of creation and manifestation. And in order to feel lonely, you must recognize the source of each of us. Now, you could do this a few different ways by respecting the journey of one another, knowing that we're each on this process of healing, but you can ultimately come to liberate your doubts and questions through your own exploration of yourself. There is a famous saying, it's an age-old saying, it's been going on for a long time, that is, I searched for God and found myself, and I searched for myself and found God. And again, it doesn't matter what you want to call this universal presence, this creative force, this consciousness, the source of all energy, whatever it is you choose to identify it as. When you search for your own truth, you come home to the truth of everything. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Hope I said that right. Because in the reality of it is, we're each given this I am presence, this I am power through our own really embodiment of that one eternal presence. And you have to think about it like the toe wouldn't be mad that it's the foot because it's the body, it's the whole body. But just like this, you wouldn't want to cut off the toe because then the body wouldn't be as operational. Now, each of us is a cell of the one. And when we come to awaken to our own truth, we recognize that that same intangible power, that loving light that shines from within us, is doing just that, shining from within us. And it comes back to that point that you are of life itself. There's nothing taking you out of it other than your own self-creation. Now, just because the cat, the dog, the tree, the bird don't have 5 digits and can vocalize things doesn't mean it doesn't have its own consciousness and experience of self. Now, I know I was kind of one of those kids that, I didn't do magnifying glass too much. I did that like once or twice, and it made me sad because when I recognized that the ant didn't like the heat, it freaked me out because it didn't like being hurt. because it itself wants to protect its own life, its own experience of self. And that threw me for a trip at a young age because it brought me to the point of recognizing it's like, oh, wow, even the ant doesn't want to die. Well, I don't like getting hurt. I know I feel uncomfortable when I'm too hot. And it's that shared understanding that, oh, wow, each of us can experience those basic things. It doesn't really mean anything if we're not able to express it, because every being, every entity fights for life, even the plants and the trees. I'm happy you saw the humor in that. Yo, it was traumatizing as a kid. It was like, oh my gosh, it was a trip. But it's one of those things that I reflect upon in truth, because, we have to look at the world in which we create. And when we fail to recognize the truth behind namaste, like I bow to the divine within you, it stems from that knowing that each of us is of the one. Each of us is a loving light. Each of us is a spark of that eternal fire, as I like to say, because your consciousness wouldn't exist without it. But in truth, it wouldn't exist without you. So that's the beauty. That's the beauty of recognizing and awakening to this grand knowing, because it helps you with this great mystery we call life. It builds faith and trust in it that life is always providing us the opportunities to learn and awaken to this. We may not like the lessons, but in truth, it's just the ego. The ego doesn't like the truth because, what kid wants to give up their favorite toy and their new toy? The reason why I use the metaphor, you are the rider and not the horse, is because each of us is on that path of truth, but it's the ego that kind of takes us off of it. But until we grab the reins and recognize that, I'm riding the horse, I can't just let it go where it wants to, we're never going to awaken to the fact that most of our experience is self-sabotage. That's a tough pill to swallow for many, and I give you the courage and the strength to really address that. But when we let go of assumptions, of expectations, judgment, and we start living and treating each other like we're looking in a mirror, the world can be such a beautiful place in just a moment. Because we all know what love feels like. We all know what pain feels like. And when we truly live conscious to not put pain and chaos out into the world, rising tide raises all ships, baby. Oh, man. And if there are no more questions, I think that's kind of a good place to end it. It's kind of a lot going on, and this world is pretty tumultuous right now. But each being has that potential to help put out the raging fires of our surroundings through a simple question: how are you? Are you okay? Through a simple act of kindness, holding the door open for someone, letting him in on the freeway, giving him a hug. A small act of kindness and humility, and an expression of our shared humanity and beingness, goes a long way. I can't tell you how many times my life has taken serious pivots from destructiveness to positivity and upliftment because of small acts of kindness from people. Funny enough, from strangers, quote unquote, that don't know me. And I think that's always something that I'm very keen to look at and observe, is no matter where you are in life, you can impact and change someone's life forever. That's the power of love. That's the power of compassion. And when we understand that, that's what makes us human, is that service to humanity. You don't look back. And when you search for yourself and come to recognize that you are that truth, that you are that light, that love, it doesn't matter what the storm is. You already know that that sky is blue above it. And that's the beauty of our truth, our shared truth. So, may the fruit of knowledge offer you a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button, share it if you can, but most importantly, continue to shine because you're beautiful and it's your unique expression of divinity that makes you you. And life is trying to get you to awaken to that. So I love you so much. Have a great night. I'll see you Sunday. And actually, I should kind of promote that now. The water fast. I usually go 7-day water fast once every quarter, and it starts Saturday. And every night I'm going to be doing a little meditation for my dinner. So that little pranic meal, baby. So I'll be posting stuff. I'll be putting the premieres out or the going live schedule. So I hope to see you there. And if you've never tried a water fast before, whoo, you're missing out on some intense healing. Don't forget to follow the Instagram. I'm going to be doing a lot more of the water fast stuff on that. But again, those meditations are going to be live here. And if you can, Creatives Chat on Facebook. It's a show I co-host, doing a live AMA Thursday, 3:33 Pacific time. I'll post the link in the description, but check it out. It's a true AMA. Any question goes. You want to know what my favorite food is, my hair routine is, I'll answer it with a smile. So I love you so much. Peace. Have a great day.